Так, и как там по звуку? Раз, два, три, четыре, пять. Вышел зайчик погулять. Так, сейчас звук надо проверить. Так, и как там по звуку? Раз, два, три, четыре, пять. Вышел зайчик погулять. Угу, все хорошо со звуком. Вижу. Ну как хорошо, относительно хорошо. Хотелось бы получше, ну что поделать.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual commission, and after careful consideration, we believe that
the Traveler would be the most suitable candidate, right?
Indeed, as ever. I will spare the pleasantries then. May I ask if you two are available to help? Well, let me go over it briefly. Our client for this job is the Yashiro Commission. Apparently, Rift Hounds are attacking the roots of the sacred sakura nearby Mount Yogo in great numbers.
Rift Hounds? On Narukami Island?
Yes. We are not sure where exactly these creatures come from. But this time, they are attacking in alarming numbers with great aggression and a clear target. The sacred sakura is of tremendous importance to Inazuma. I trust you are aware of this already? Good. Then you can see that this case is very urgent indeed.
Is the Tenryu Commission aware?
Yes, and they are already taking action of their own. However, given that the sacred sakura's root system is vast and complex, and faced with the unpredictability and scale of the Rift Hound's attacks, they are finding it difficult to defend against them. Their main priority is to protect the civilian population, so they are actively looking to cooperate with all other available. The Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties assisting the Tenryu Commission with their work. But so far, the combined efforts to combat the Rift Hounds has failed to substantially ameliorate the situation. You have our deepest gratitude. Your confident response puts me far more at ease. I will mark on your map the areas where Rift Hound appearances have been recently reported. I hope—
Relax! We'll be back before you can say Ad Astra Abyssosk. The sacred sakura's in danger again, huh? Who'd have thought? Keeping the sacred sakura's...
Где там эти собаки сутулые? Так, пока это надо убрать. Что сюда поставить-то? Ой, и правда тут кабелина ходит.
They're attacking the sacred sakura! Stop them! Race you!
No, my sword!
А, тут новые пришли ребятки.
Booba, get them!
Rain outlines your fate. Ring cutter.
It's over! Wow, there are so many of them! No
Да
wonder
вас что тут?
the enemy
Прорвало, что ли?
Pamper, you can take them!
О. Да в смысле меня в угол загнали?
Torn to oblivion.
О, мне великий Сёгун спас.
Shogun? Wait, no. Could also be A.
Oh, it's you two.
О,
It has been a
девчулька.
long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryou Commission crisis.
Okay, sounds more like A. It is you, right? You sure made short work of them. That was amazing.
I'm making early preparations for what is to come. Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some
Кто там,
things
чё мне
that I
пишет?
had never understood in the past. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking, I find myself having the urge to spend some time in the outside world.
Makes sense. You must get super bored being stuck in there all the time.
Might I remind you that I am not here to amuse myself? Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious of these being the attack on the sacred Sakura by numerous rift hounds. I considered this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you. If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission.
Сейчас надо ссылочку кинуть. Ребятам, подождите-ка.
But rift
Всё, погнали
hounds
дальше.
attacking the sacred Sakura. It brings back bad memories of that terrible disaster.
A disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. The monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil. And the Rift Hounds, their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts. So you've heard of it too. That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. Maybe to you, it seems like my response to these creatures was an excessive one. But an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Guess you can't argue with that.
Since we are both here for the same reason, let us work together. From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby. All of them.
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace Company. Having someone uber powerful on your team kinda makes you feel invincible, doesn't it? Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to tell us more about Conria. Color! It's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage.
Наверх, что ли, ползти не успеть? Ну, хорошо. Так, а дальше куда? А, туда дальше.
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to health.
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's glowing? Huh?
Фу, что так воняет? О, а это что такое?
What's this? Could they be dead people? It wouldn't be the first time we'd seen ghosts on our journey. But why would they appear here?
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
Ну, давай посмотрим.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here? Could you tell us?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
В смысле, что мы тут делаем, а?
Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sights, we will defend Inazuma until our dying breath.
Ну, поверь, я пострашнее буду тех монстров, которые там выскочат.
You don't know? Inazuma is engulfed beasts. Horrifying monsters are everywhere. They're merciless, ferocious. Every last trace of humanity's existence, I tell you.
But look, none of that seems to be going on around here.
Not right now. But they'll be back. Look, get out of here. Now! The almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely on but ourselves.
Кицуня. Кицуня вообще-то у меня в отряде, если что, так-то.
I don't know how long we can hold out for. But if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
Вот он, Сёгун. Чё ты говоришь, что она сбежала куда-то?
It's the Shogun? You're back. Please, we beg you. You have to help us. You have to save Inazuma. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced to a hunting ground for the beasts.
Calm down. The war you speak of is over.
Over? But what do you mean?
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma at peace, as you will no doubt remember. There are no monsters, nor is there anything else here that could
What?
Чувак, ты, кажется, застрял где-то в прошлом.
But how? Just moments ago, they were everywhere. I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Hey, calm down. Everything's fine now.
Huh. I think I understand. Almighty Shogun, you saved Inazuma. Yes, we were right to place our trust in the Almighty Shogun. As long as the Shogun is with us, Inazuma will last for an eternity. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
Да не за что, мужик, обращайся.
What's wrong with him?
He's gone.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all about. But somehow, Paimon...
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory that was buried in the land. The sacred sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other...
So the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this moment?
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now? Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while others... The disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all of Teyvat. But my friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both knew that the road ahead would likely end in tragedy.
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Kanria?
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. In the end, Kitsune Saigu sacrificed her life to protect the people. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that she kept her promise to me until the very last. But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those terrible tragedies left great wounds that are still felt to this day, both on the land itself and in...
Hey!
Yes. For the longest time, I couldn't bring myself to face the pain of that loss. All my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravages of time, powerless to keep the ones I cherished alive. But after my clash with human ambition, I thought long and hard. Now, when I traveled around Inazuma
Кто-то там
with you,
чайник пошел
I
тырить.
caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries.
Небось
A
опять там
glimpse of
все мелодии
human potential.
сопрут.
Everything moving forward inevitably invites further loss. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting for the sake of moving forward. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps the future they were hoping for is not the eternity that I once strove for. As Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past who spilled your blood on this land, your noble souls now rest in this earth. I will never forget you and all that you did for Inazuma.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
Come on. Let's keep investigating the damage to the sacred Sakura.
Идем глянем, что там у нас дальше. Так, куда нам дальше-то бежать? О! Здорово, мужики!
There are a load of rift hounds here.
У меня за Райден дали поиграть, круто.
Leave them to me.
А чё только одна Райден? Ну это не серьезно, а?
Now you shall perish. Inazuma shines eternal!
Зашинковал.
Huh? Something seems wrong with A.
У тебя тут все в порядке, а?
Why would you ask that?
Ну, так просто спрашиваю. Как-то ты побледнела даже.
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish! Vaporize them all in one go! No?
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply conserving my energy. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, it could take an unexpected turn at any time. I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area, I must make sure I have the strength to face them.
Ah, makes sense! Spoken like a seasoned shogun. The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need to tell the Yashiro Commission about this. Hey, the same light is leaking out again.
Как и в прошлый раз, смотри-ка. Тут дедуль какой-то появился.
Furuyama? Is that you?
А чё мужик с завязанными глазами? Чё, в прятки играет, что ли?
What brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Fighting a battle in a distant land? Sounds like this guy's talking about 500 years ago, too.
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master and a member of my retinue. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled. in his
Мужик
ability
слепой,
to
вот
raise
почему
tea.
у него повязка.
He brews some of the very finest tea in all of Inazuma.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in Your Excellency's presence long enough to become acquainted with all the skills that are required of me. It sounds like the almighty Shogun has brought a guest. I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you
да,
any
небольшие такие
respectable
гости.
refreshments on account of the current situation. But please, sit and rest. After all, it's quite a mess out there.
What should we do? Oh, yeah. Sheesh. There's monsters everywhere out there. It's pitch black and loads of people have been injured.
I see. So, they have fought their way this far already. Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, but it seemed rather pointless to me. So, I decided to stay. And now the almighty Shogun is here, I have even less reason to run away. Imagine if this was something that even the almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I possibly run to then? People flee out of a desire to live on, and the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished business in life. But me, I have no such thoughts, and I have no regrets. The almighty Shogun offered her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories, I'd been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, I've come to understand her mindset. Quite the romantic at heart. But one thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so,
Ну хрен его знает. Давай вот это
So
возьмем.
you see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life, and have no reason not to be satisfied.
Perhaps you are right.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the almighty Shogun for the last time. Ah, what a pity. I'll never get to see what Inazuma looks like after the almighty Shogun rebuilds it anew. But I suppose it doesn't matter.
Ну, дедуль, можно заканчивать тут? У тебя какие-то душные разговоры. С тем мужиком было интереснее разговаривать.
Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content, and the almighty Shogun comes to visit, and I don't have the tea ready. Truly, one moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the tea set?
А где чайный сервис? Какой нахрен чайный сервис, мужик? Ты о чем нафиг? Ты умер 100 лет назад, а?
I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens.
Can't see a tea set.
Really? But it's always been right by my side. Goodness, I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most discourteous indeed.
Don't worry about it. Take a rest.
Иди уже
We'll be back
отдыхай,
right away.
дедуль.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No,
Да,
no.
все, иди.
Your humble servant implores you, not with the war.
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memories. Leave it to us.
But, well, okay. I never thought I'd see the day that I can't decide whether it's a final regret.
Where should we go to find a tea set? Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now, but at the same time,
Да,
this lovely old man from five...
идем. То, блин,
I'm also feeling very
задушился
nostalgic for
своей
this tea.
болтовней бесполезной.
And the almighty Shogun!
Конечно, а как ты как думал?
How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. I'll fetch that. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea set. I'll bring that here as soon as it's ready.
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the traveler. Please, fetch the tea set at your convenience.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he described didn't sound anything like you at all.
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely unaware of it. The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things that way.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. They are similar, but not identical. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This somewhat shook me. Now, it seems like she was right, while I took the wayward path.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath the
Да
surface.
капец, как все непросто, и не говори.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition. An ambition is a yearning for something material or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate, rooted in instinct. In other words,
That's...
Как-то
quite
все
a lot to
сложно,
take
блин.
in.
to put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity. Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity. But now, I no longer cling to what was lost.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your excellency.
It's quite beautiful. Thank you.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve the gratitude of the Almighty Shogun.
It's all good, sir. She's actually pretty chill.
Let us return. We ought not keep Furuyama waiting too long.
Так, куда теперь? Вернуться к этому чуваку? Дедуль, мы пришли. Ты где?
Hey, where'd he go? He wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set in
Он пошел сам искать сервис. Не исключено.
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him for very long.
So we won't get to drink his tea? We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that
Давай сами тогда сделаем чай.
this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea. I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I should have any major problems doing it myself.
Ну, давай попробуем. Сами тогда чайку заварить.
The tea is ready. Please give it a try. So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. You're right. But the things we've seen today have brought back many memories for me.
Назад в будущее, да?
I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto, and all the other friends who I watched pass even further back. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably light-hearted. But now, I'd like to broach a heavier topic, if I may. The events of 500 years ago. Not only
Пятивековой давности, охренеть.
Kitsune Saigu. They also took Makoto away from me. For good.
She died in that disaster too?
Yes. She went to Conria alone, without telling me. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me. Yes. It was too late. I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point, so all I could do was enter into her mind. As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plane of Euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell.
Ну, ящерка.
I
Сидит
cried bitterly.
глазеет там.
Even in those final moments, I couldn't understand her actions. Why did she go to Conria first?
Да
It was
ладно
there
тебе,
and
все
then
уже, заканчивай
I
реветь, а.
resolved to pursue
Идем уже
the
кого-нибудь
journey.
убьем, а.
Wait a s-
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great... That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed
А то
since time
он что-то
immemorial.
распустила тут слезы.
They were so matter-of-fact about it, and no one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so... In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to overcome the monsters.
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond Paimon's level.
Yes. She had such a great love for this land, and for its people. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. But even the tea that
Давайте
was
уже
once
чаю
bitter to
попьем,
the
блин, и
tongue
все, и пойдем кого-нибудь
once
убьем.
swallowed, and it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced that battle
Sister? I had heard that you were looking for your family. You mean to say that she was somehow involved in the Conria disaster?
based on what we've learned so far, it seems so, yeah.
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already over. And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma.
Ну мы чай-то будем пить или лясы
and the
будем
fate
точить,
of
а?
those closest to me. So, I'm afraid I can't help you.
Oh, well, that's a shame. But it can't be helped, I guess. Boy, both of you have experienced great tragedy.
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
We should go.
Неужели хоть чаю попили?
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
Так, продолжайте идти по следам. Так, а тут что? Ага. Продолжайте идти по следам. А где следы-то эти? В упор не вижу следов. Где следы-то? Следы, и вы где? Может он там внутри, а? Так, было это. А, вот, следы появились. Надо наверх или вниз? Давай наверх заберемся. Нет, все-таки, видимо, вниз. Или все-таки надо было наверх залезть? Bloodborne. А, нет. Правильно иду. О, там опять эти гончие. Эй, чуваки! Ну и что сейчас будет? Ну.
Once again, please leave them to me.
Предоставьте это мне. Эй, ты точно в порядке? Не пугай нас так, а?
Fear not. Fighting is what I do best.
Окей. Хоть давай хоть посмотрим, во что ее одели-то. Ну, стандартно, как всегда. Угу. Ну, такое себе, честно. С 3 даже созвездиями. Что ты?
Illusion shattered.
Чё за фигня?
I'm fine. There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
Да, чё происходит, а?
Shine down. There is no escape.
Да твою же ж за ногу.
All obstacles.
Maybe you should leave this one to us.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just take a breather and get your strength. We'll deal with the monster.
О, что происходит?
Look, it's the same light again.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too. Are you injured, Your Excellency?
I'm
В
quite
порядке.
alright.
Да вижу, в каком ты порядке, ага.
Feeling a little stiff.
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men. They're coming back for more.
Don't! It's too dangerous.
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never...
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the
Is that a vision?
О, нифига, смотри, у них есть глаз бога, чуваки.
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where Your Excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. Just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our hearts. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone, on me!
Все за мной.
We'll help too!
Huh?
Мы тоже можем сражаться. Ага.
Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Окей.
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Hey-ya! Hi-ya-ya! Higher, pants on fire! See?
Сейчас, подожди. Ешка, опять. Стой! Вы, собака, сутулая, блин. Ай! Я нечаянно игру свернул. Извиняюсь.
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Thank you all.
Are you okay?
Да что у тебя там
Maybe you should
происходит?
keep resting.
I'm fine. I feel much better already.
You fought phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring. The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than a few Rift Hounds this time. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City, and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
When everyone sees the almighty Shogun safely returning, there's...
Well, what are you guys gonna do?
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get any further.
Привет,
We are
привет, Ред.
brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
Так, что там дальше?
Just leave it to us. Fighting is what we do best. But the almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back
Как у тебя
the
дела,
tide
Рекс,
of despair
рассказывай.
and lead us onward into the future. No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our faith in the almighty Shogun.
Thank you all very much. I promise you that I will create a bright future for Inazuma. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth, know that I shall be true to my word.
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long as we live. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has lost.
Glory to the Shogun!
Слава великому Сёгуну!
To the Shogun!
They're gone.
Ну, все, исчезли.
It was both.
И то, и другое?
The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor. The grief blinded me to the result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, I have dishonored their will. You could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held, but even so, they are due a resolution. I owe it to them, and to all the people who have placed their
Мы в
faith
тебя
to
верим.
date.
Так что вперед!
Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later...
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma. I used to think just like that samurai. That I was first and foremost a warrior. And my only duty was to face whatever challenge came my way. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would. Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient, and have much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. This will take time, but eventually, the future will bring healing to the scars of the past. No matter how long it takes, I am committed to bringing this to fruition. This is my promise. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being. I will leave the Tenryo and
Короче,
Yashiro
заканчивайте
commissions to
уже
handle the following.
болтовню, а?
Such
Alrighty then, let's move on.
Во-во-во, Пайман говорит, давайте двигаться дальше.
He looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotions must be all over the place right now, huh? She seems to have changed a lot since we last met her.
Да, по-любому у ней там на душе буря какая-то.
What's wrong, eh? Come on, keep up.
У ней голова болит, дайте ей таблетку от головы.
What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
my body. I can't move it. It looks like the situation is more serious. No need. She is...
Кто там тебя зовет?
Can you help? I need to go to the cave. Below.
Why? What's in there?
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties with the past and take the first steps into the future.
Так, идем. Храм на руками. А тут у меня что такое? А, ну ладно, потом тогда проверим. Разбежавшись прыгнуть со скалы. Сюда? Нам надо одна. Угу. А можешь тут всю руду собрать?
We're finally here. The entrance should be nearby.
О, врата.
Whoa! Where'd that Torii gate come from?
It's getting worse again. This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. It looks like she will no longer allow me to do with this body as I please.
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is
Ты о
she?
чем вообще?
Makoto?
Ага. Ты кто, Макото, что ли?
Follow me.
Все, писец. Засосала. Меня засосала опасная трясина. Рекс ляпис. Долго грузится, капец. Может так долго не грузиться, а?
I'm dizzy.
Аж голова кругом пошла, и не говори, а.
To this time. Whoa.
Ого, это же
Place.
царство и в тюрьме.
Look over there. It's another A.
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian of the rules. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait. Paimon knows that voice. Is that?
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct, don't you? But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion? I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Wait. The atmosphere in here just took a
Тут
turn
писец
for
какой-то
worse.
натворится сейчас. Заруба, что ли, сейчас будет жесткая.
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her body. As she indicates, once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile in her eyes. But inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Hyman gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff, but not like this.
Ну это уже слишком, Вова. Перебор уже какой-то.
Showdown with the Shogun?
Битва между Ей и Сёгуном.
That day.
Вот это будет легендарное сражение.
No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals. The very foundation stone of eternity. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something? But they both just want the best for Inazuma.
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It inherits A's pain.
Да давайте уже драться, а.
That comes every action undertaken is for the sake of resisting erosion. Determination, courage, love, hatred. All of these will be degraded and distorted by the incessant flow of time. Only rules shall remain constant for eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have no choice. You wish to make yourself my enemy? I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Write an A.
Вообще, драка
In
будет.
the end, even the proud and mighty Oni maiden was cut down and disgraced. Till your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did. We shine down! Be gone! Inferior. Strike dead! There is no escape! Torn to oblivion!
На, теперь получи по лещам, а.
The Kitsune Sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch black rain.
А ну иди сюда, я тебе сейчас лещей наваляю.
The relentless erosion of time will
Выходи на бой честной.
This world, a fleeting shadow. Inazuma shines eternal. Be gone!
Давай. Давай, один на один.
The verdict is decided. Pathetic. Weak. This world, a fleeting shadow. Insolent. Now you shall perish. Illusions of obstructions. Shattered.
О, какую-то ачивку дали.
There is no escape. The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time. Transcended to oblivion. There is no escape. Go!
На, получи лещей.
Evasion is futile. Absurd.
Ща, подожди, 2 секунды. Ну, где ты там спряталась-то, а?
Shine down. Now you shall perish. I shall not fall here.
Ну,
Illusion shattered. Only emptiness awaits.
Have you finally defeated her?
наконец ты ее одолела. Да прямо уж, ага.
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can your will remain strong?
How the heck?
In this realm of consciousness, her existence is tenacious indeed. She was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living beings, including you and me.
Then, does that mean this is gonna be a never-ending battle?
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking, one that will be resistant to erosion. If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change, and Inazuma can never move forward. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how many times we must fight, I will defeat her. "500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree, so that new, healthy branches might spring to life in their place. It is about time that I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle may last, it is but I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. This is my oath. During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
Я и Мика.
Pass on my
На лисичку,
words.
что ли? Нас выкинула. Надо перезайти, блин. Меня кикнуло, блин, из подземелья.
Looks like we got kicked out.
Кажется, нас выгнали. Да вообще капец, а? На каком основании?
Oh, what do we do? Are we really just gonna leave A and the Shogun to keep on duking it out in there forever? She was making sense. And maybe
Так, я
this
пойду
is
пока
the only way to
чайку
change the
налью.
Shogun's rules, but
Сейчас приду.
still. Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times and has a history of rushing into difficult situations. But what if she gets too obsessed with winning and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen. And then she might never leave again.
тут я. Идем дальше.
Can't let anything bad happen to A while she's in there. Oh, but we also can't get in there anymore. Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice, don't feel Paimon now. Okay, maybe if we go ram it. Oh, you're right. Paimon nearly forgot about her. Who knows if she really understands.
Идем уже
these
с лисичкой поговорим.
consciousness thingies more than we do, but there's no one else we...
What? Another bad one? No, let me try again.
Лисичка, мы пришли к тебе.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me to unravel it for you. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first few times.
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech, do you understand?
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened. It's she.
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable, presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. Yes, that sounds like A all right. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, she acts like such a child sometimes. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that?
Is she playing dumb? She's doing this on purpose, for sure.
Uh-huh. You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me. What was it like? Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little difficult to explain things later. First things first. Follow me to the entrance.
Идем.
With the wind.
Stabilize.
А можно тут всю руду собрать, а? А, блин, опять не дали.
Now then, I always have my ways. It's just a question of how crafty I need to be. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's familiar, so I can sense her rough whereabouts. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm, I can still send you to where A is.
So, it's abstract, but has a location. But you don't know where it is, but you can still send us there.
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this simply. Right now, she is surrounded by chaos. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an unknown corner of space-time. This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object first.
What?
Oh.
Alright, well, Paimon, stay here then. You two can go in.
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal?
I just had it up to here with both of you! Oh, fine. Paimon's coming too.
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Now, I shall send you on your way. I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only a strong enough will can prevent you. Well then, the door's open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if anything happens. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Прошу, верни ее. Окей.
Miko, you better know what you're doing.
That's enough
Мы
chatter.
справимся.
Get to work.
Пайман вообще в первых рядах сейчас пойдет, смотрите.
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
О, мы прибыли в пункт назначения. Ура!
How can this be? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed at all in all these years? This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity
Какие
were
годы? Ты о
first
чем, блин?
established.
Прошло, блин,
Your will today is
наверное,
as strong
с
as it
полчаса
was back
только.
then. Over countless battles, not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest hesitation. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration too. You bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. And then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel?
Следующая битва.
So
Значит,
you're
ты наконец-то
finally
сдаешься,
going
да?
to- Stand back, traveler.
Вон там Настя тоже зашла. Чайник.
I'm going to be the start of something new.
Почему это с копьем, а та с мечом? Чего, у нее ульта не выключается, что ли?
Took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. Energy they consume, great enough to vaporize the ocean and turn day into night. And the will they demanded, sufficient to penetrate minds
Neat.
and crush dreams. Yet, you have endured. I will endure forever. Shine down. Witness the final calamity!
Ну,
There is no escape!
так несерьезно. Что за читы, а?
Illusion shattered! Inferior! Eternity is in my hand! Transcend all constraints. The will I carry within me will never be eroded nor destroyed.
Промахнулась.
Inferior!
Все? Битва окончена?
This is the end.
Хе-хе-хе.
You have won. I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future. And you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes that look to the light in the heavens. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Muso Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me, to encourage me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her. When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. Makoto barely wielded a blade in her life, and yet her blade brings me
Пока они
closer
тут
to her.
языком чешут.
You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future. Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat?
Я
It
тоже
was
бы не
simply a
смирился
new
бы с
experience
поражением.
for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like, for real this time?
О, смотри, что-то происходит.
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces.
Makoto?
I'm so happy.
You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But... you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it, before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
Что это было? Кто это?
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh?
Все, улетела.
Goodbye, Makoto.
Пока, Макота. Заходи к нам в гости еще. Но это не точно.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is much more profound than mine. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity,
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. Ah, so that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problems. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now completely disappeared.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything, it's that seed.
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power alone.
I know what you mean. Perhaps Makoto got a higher power involved in all of this. But whatever the explanation, her solution is what saved us all. Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
No, but I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
Don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
Диктаторские.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing the location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside, so it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me reach the best possible outcome. You too have my thanks. You have done much for me, and I will never forget it.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down? After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same thing!
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun for a couple of days? Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
Слишком много хлопот.
We will have to end the frivolities there.
Шутили
There
и
is
хватит,
much
вот
work to
именно
be
что.
done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the future. After that, I will abolish the Sakoku decree.
Really? That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to keep the nation under lock and key. I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it.
Все? Сакура грез. Это что такое? Что за сакура грез? Божественная кицуня. А новых встреч не завезли, да, я как вижу. Печально. Хотя можно было бы завести. Сколько у нас там времени? Так.
Rain outlines your...
Идем, гуляем, чё? Что вы там хотите нам показать? Ягодки. Надо стырить ягодки.
We haven't been to the Yai Publishing House in a while. Paimon wonders if they have any new books in. The one we read with A that time is pretty cool.
Come on, this is a no-brainer, man. There's only one thing worth wishing for, and that is a ton of Mora.
But the exam's next week. If I fail again, I'm seriously done for. I'm better off wishing that my exam goes smoothly.
It's just an exam. Trust me, there's no problem you can't solve by throwing Mora at it.
Каком они
If it doesn't
экзамене
work,
там
then
говорят?
just keep throwing till it does.
What are they arguing about? It's quite a spirited...
Huh? Really? You guys don't know? You need but stand on this land at midnight, lower your head, and recite a special incantation. Looks like you guys really aren't in the loop.
Не, мы не
This,
в
my
курсе.
friends, is the next big thing. A highly effective wish ritual guaranteed to make your wishes come true.
A wish ritual? That actually works?
Без понятия вообще.
Even Paimon knows that's just not how the world works.
I didn't believe it at first either, but that changed when it worked for someone I know. It's this guy called Kunihiko. He's practically always been unemployed, wastes his days away, and he owes a lot of money. Like a lot. But get this. I heard it directly from him. He used this wishing ritual, and the next day he woke up to find his whole bed filled high with mora.
His whole bed was filled with...
Целая кровать моры? Чего? Паймон, успокойся уже.
I'm sure the part about waking up lying on a bed of mora is a bit of an exaggeration. Whether you believe it or not, it's not exactly a If you're still feeling skeptical, just ask around. There are a lot of very compelling stories going around these days.
Really? Well, come on! Let's go ask around right now, shall we? Well, if it really is true, then just think of all the mora Paimon could... Oh, and you'd finally be reunited with your twin too. Let's go, let's go!
Идем, идем. Великое подношение на руками. Так.
No, my sword!
On closer inspection, it seems like there really are a lot of people talking about this kind of stuff. Hey, see those two? Paimon remembers them from the AI publishing house. One's an editor and the other's an author.
Grasp the thought in mind. Clear like the light of the moon. As close as kin with you. No, thou. Wait, thee? Hear my summons, right?
No, it's not hear my summons, it's heed my summons. Heed! You're never going to get it down at this rate.
Hey, what are you guys up to?
Whoa! Sheesh, you scared me!
Чувак так обосрался.
Okay. Where did I leave off with the incantation again?
Incantation? Are you guys trying out this new wishing ritual stuff too?
Junkichi is trying it out, to be specific. He's hit a bit of a creativity block recently, so... I'm helping him make a wish so that he can move past it. I mean, I obviously don't. But Junkichi never listens to an outside opinion, so all I can do is go along with it.
Mr. Shigeru, can you please be a little more accommodating? This is extremely important to me. People have had all kinds of wishes come true. Become more attractive, get rich quick, ace their studies. I'm just a poor, struggling writer looking to get over a creative hurdle. Is that so much to ask? Anyway, I just know this is going to work. I have a gut feeling about it.
Didn't you say the same thing when you went to make your wish at the Grand Narukami Shrine? Oh, I just know this is gonna work. I have a gut feeling about it.
The Omamori from the shrine take too long to have any effect on your luck. Alright, enough of that. Help me get this incantation down. My new book depends on it.
Look, to be completely honest, I think you need to sit down and have a good think about what kind of story you want to write. Where's all that self-confidence you had when you first started out? Look at you now. Trying dubious methods from any old light novel.
Wait. What? This wishing ritual comes from a light novel?
Yep, it's from the one called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. No, it's most likely a self-published title. It just appeared out of nowhere and took Inazuma by storm. As a fellow writer, I'll refrain from passing comment on how well the story is written, but everyone is saying the wishing incantations it contains are the real deal.
Look, Junkichi. Yes, everyone's saying it's real, it works, but that's only half the story. I've also heard lots of people saying that everyone who's had their wish granted using this method starts behaving strangely.
What's so surprising about that? They're probably just giddy with joy at having their wish come true.
This is starting to sound a little suspicious. Why don't we go to the Grand Narukami Shrine and ask Yai Miko about it? She's the expert when it comes to both light novels and the supernatural.
Так, что там нам нужно делать? Отправляйтесь в храм Наруками.
Rain outlines your
Вот там стоит лисичка-сестричка.
Miko! Great, you're here!
Как хорошо, что ты здесь.
Well, hello there, young ones. What
Привет.
brings you to the shrine? It just so happens that I have a
Лисичка-сестричка.
wonderful novel here. I highly recommend it. Oh? Well, what did you want to ask?
Well, we were just... actually, you look kind of busy. Is this a bad time?
No, not at all. It's nothing major.
Lady Guji, what do you mean, nothing major? I'm begging you, you've got to help me save my brother.
It really is nothing major. I stand by that. But since you're so curious, let's have him relate the story one more time, just for you.
You two seem to have a good relationship with Guji-ai. Please, put in a good word for me. You have to convince her to help my brother. Here's what happened. My name is Kato Yohei, and my brother is Kato Shingo. All he's ever wanted is to become a swordmaster, so he once asked Sensei Domon of the Meikyo Shisui art to take him on as a disciple. Domon turned him away, took one look at him and said he didn't have what it takes to train in the art of the sword. But my brother wasn't about to
Блин,
resign
километры
himself to
диалогов,
defeat.
а?
He trained but since his victory, he's been acting extremely strange. It's like he's become a completely different person. The doctors can't find anything wrong with him, so I'm betting it must be the work of an evil spirit.
You know, there really aren't as many evil spirits lurking around as you seem to think. Your brother achieved the goal he'd been striving toward for as long as he can remember, and now it's gone. It's only natural that he feels a little empty and lost while he's trying to find a new direction. If it were me, I'd just leave him be for a couple of days. He'll recover on his own soon enough.
No, Lady Guji. If you saw him for yourself, you'd know. I guarantee you, he's not acting like someone who feels empty and lost.
Oh, all right, all right. Then
No,
tell
okay,
me,
okay.
when did your brother spar with Domon's disciple?
About 5 days ago.
Где-то 5 дней назад.
5 days
5
ago,
дней
you
назад.
say?
Так уже давно пора в больницу. Фу, блин, больницу.
Yes, Lady
Этот,
Guji. That's a
в
long
полицию.
time for him to be acting up like this. I'm really worried about him.
Не надо было
Our
ждать 5
greatest
дней.
wish is to one day found our own school, just like Domon. We can't jeopardize that dream now.
Wait a minute, now I'm a little confused. Are you here to see...
Well, they're kinda...
Whatever. Let me ask you this.
What? Rumors? I haven't heard anything.
Да ладно,
Oh,
признавайся, мужик.
Well, that's too bad.
Lady Guji, please stop changing the subject. This is someone's life we're talking about here. Please, you've gotta help me.
Miko, he seems really desperate. His thing with his brother sounds really bad. Come on.
Okay, fine.
Ладно,
Then it's
ладно,
decided.
решено.
Yay, Miko! So you can help him?
Ура!
Kato, whatever your name was, these two guests are trusted acquaintances of mine, and in fact, they are experts in resolving all manner of strange and supernatural phenomena. Exorcisms and that sort of thing are all in a day's work for them.
Yeah! Wait a second.
Really?
Is that hesitation
Really?
that I detect in your voice? So let me get this straight. You come begging to me for help, I actually recommend someone for the job, then suddenly you start doubting me?
Not at all. Never. Whatever Lady Gucci says, I trust wholeheartedly. Thank you, too, for your willingness to help. Please follow me.
И ломанулся.
Hold on a hot second, Miko. We may be a lot of things, but we ain't exorcists.
Но не экзорцисты.
Don't worry. If he wants an exorcism, just grab a handful of salt and mutter some mumbo-jumbo while you're sprinkling it around. It's a common trope in light novels, right? You just have to have a bit of bravado. As soon as the protagonist... Well, you were the ones who seemed concerned about his... Besides, we both know...
Сколько диалогов
All right,
длинных, а?
let's go. Don't...
Okay, let's follow Yohei and go visit. What is going on here? Granted, you can never be quite sure what's going on in Miko's mind, but she seems...
Диалоги, блин, километровые. Писос, блин.
Well, a life's at stake here, so it looks like we'll have to deal with that first before we'll get the chance to ask her about the incantation stuff.
Don't rush.
One day I'll be as strong as Ryuji.
Там кто?
How strange. My brother's been meditating here pretty much constantly over the past few days, but now he's gone.
Meditating?
Медитировал?
Yeah, it's something that he suddenly started doing after defeating Domon's disciple. He just sits there alone, talking to himself. It's pretty disturbing, actually. But that's not important right now. Where the heck could he have gone in his current state?
This does pose a bit of a problem. If we can't find your brother, well, we can't perform an exorcism with nothing to exorcise, can we? Kato, whatever your name was, given the circumstances, why don't you start by going to find your brother, and also picking up a handful of salt on your way? We'll need to use it during the exorcism.
Okay. Okay, got it. I'm on it.
Miko, what about us? Shouldn't we help look for his brother too?
No need. While What's-His-Face is handling that, we'll take a walk around and ask people what they know about the two brothers. Maybe we'll find out some amusing details.
Так, где там?
Hello, sir. We'd like to ask you about the Kato
Хотели
brothers.
вас расспросить о браке.
Oh, are you debt collectors? Yohei said to tell you not to worry. He'll be able to pay you back as soon as he has enrolled a few disciples.
Huh? Debt collectors? No, we're not here for anything like that. But, it sounds like Yohei and Shingo have gotten themselves into a bit of a pickle.
Well, yes. I don't think there's any disputing that. Those two don't have an ounce of dedication between them. They just hop between ideas and won't stick to anything.
Huh? But Yohei said his brother has always wanted to become a sword master, and even asked Domon to be his sensei.
That's true, yes. Shingo begged Domon to take him on, and eventually, he finally relented. But even after convincing a renowned sensei to give him a chance, he was the same as ever, bumming around in class instead of focusing on his trade. In the end, Domon had had enough and kicked him out. But Shingo was resentful.
Wait, What? That's not what we heard.
Oh, how interesting. We heard a slightly
Yohei said that? That Shingo trained hard. That's
Поздно
ridiculous.
тренировался, ага.
Yohei did
Прям
tell me
вообще.
about Shingo winning the fight.
Настолько упорно тренировался, что прям устал тренироваться.
Hey there, we've come to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Oh, you mean Shingo and Yohei?
Ну да. О ком же еще-то?
Shingo defeated an apprentice of Domon's recently. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Wait, so are you here because you heard their
We're not here to sign up,
Не-не-не.
but we would like to hear more details.
Oh, you've come to the right person.
Мы не
Actually went to
хотели об
watch
этом
it.
говорить.
I thought it was a joke when I first heard that Shingo was going to challenge a disciple of the Meikyo Shisui art.
Ой, блин.
But when he drew his sword, he became a whole different person. The way he handled his blade, it was like flowing water. Mesmerizing to watch.
Is Shingo really that strong?
Настолько серьезный
Seemed pretty
боец?
euphoric
Да
after winning
ладно,
the
он
duel,
настолько
too.
серьезный
He was
боец.
celebrating very vocally, saying something like, "What a duel! I haven't felt."
Any other details to share? We've heard that Shingo has been behaving
I'd definitely say that he has more energy than he used to. In the past, he never used to do much except lie around sunbathing all day. But just yesterday, for example, I saw him cutting down trees for the village head. In the space of one afternoon, he did what most people couldn't finish in 3 days. Not only that, but he managed to fell a lavender melon tree with just one kick.
Quite impressive.
Впечатляет.
Things got weird after that, though. The village head brought out some tofu for him, and he just flipped out. He shouted, "What is that stuff? Keep that away from me!" And then ran off.
Lady Guji, esteemed exorcists. Finally, I found you. I found my brother. He's at the waterfall. And I've got the salt you asked for, too. Come on, let's go.
Oh, as much as I'd prefer to stay and hear some more delicious details, I suppose we'd better be going now that he has been found.
Так, изгоните духов. Идем. Экзорцизмом заниматься. Где там? А, нифига. Так, еще ниже, что ли? Похоже.
Look over there. That's him at the waterfall.
So this is Yohei's brother. Whoa. He's meditating while sitting in a waterfall. That's pretty wild. Hey, listen! He's talking to himself.
Woo! How's that? Can you feel it?
Чего?
Can you feel the feeling of manliness?
Ты там, мужик, чё, ебанулся совсем, что ли?
So shallow. How can a manly... please, spare me. Spare me. I can't feel the manliness. I can't take any more. I'm gonna die, Yohei. Yohei!
Did you hear that? All the nonsense aside.
Точно нужно изгнание демонов там.
Who goes there?
He stood up. And now.
No, don't come any closer. Help!
What do we do? Miko, think of thing!
Oh, poor thing.
бедняк.
Yohei, your brother's life is hanging in the balance, and he's using
I...
the way
Надо
it
его
looks to
током,
me
наверное,
is that
шибануть, а?
Shingo feels terribly resentful.
Мика знает в этом толк.
You don't know.
Шоковую терапию надо
But
провести.
surely you should have more insight than anyone else into how your brother came to be this way. Yohei, I suggest you
Ай,
think
что за
very
штучка
carefully before
такая?
you open your mouth again. This is a life. Your brother is your closest relative. You must have noticed straight away when he started acting out of character. And yet, 5 whole days pass before it occurs to you to come and seek help from me.
But I...
As you wish. It's fine by me if you don't want to tell the truth. But after Shingo dies, you'll be next.
Ты будешь следующим. Ясно тебе, мужик.
It's futile trying to escape.
Бесполезно
Anywhere in the world
бежать.
you run to, it will be right behind your back. After all.
Ага.
Alright, I'll talk.
Ага,
I'll
я
tell you
рассказывал.
everything. My brother and I used a wishing incantation. We made a wish. Yes, that's it. The one that's all the rage right now. You just have to recite an incantation at midnight and your wish will be granted. Just like the book described, we drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight, said the incantation, and lo and behold, spheres of light appeared all around us. After my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked. Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing sword skills. But his whole personality changed too. Because I was worried that if he goes back to normal, he'll lose his skills with the sword. If that happens, it'd ruin our plans to start a martial arts school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just wanted to keep this under wraps until we'd managed to get the dojo set up and paid off our debts.
So then, why'd you go to the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Well, because with the way he's acting now, I was worried that rumors might start spreading that he's gotten involved in the occult arts or something, and then no one would want to sign up as his disciple. So I was thinking that maybe Lady Guji might have a way to get my brother back to normal, but let him keep his sword skills?
My, look at you with your ingenious schemes.
Да у тебя
Stop
полно
deluding
гениальных
yourself.
схем, мужик.
These newfound sword
Ты
skills
прям
are
вообще
not
гений от
his.
Бога.
They belong to the spirit that has possessed.
You're right.
All right then. Your turn now, my little friend. Toss the salt and then draw your sword.
Так, окей. Давай, сейчас так и сделаем. И все.
What is that?
It's the spirit.
See that? That's what you summoned. And look, now that Shingo
Давайте уже отпиздим этого духа, а. Мне уже задолбала эта болтовня.
Save me!
Miko! He fainted! What do we do now?
Ха-ха, мужик отключился.
We do nothing. But you, little one, just a quick fight and this will all be over.
Come on, fight me!
He's coming! Be careful!
Что это сейчас было?
What's one more?
Что сейчас было-то?
Taste my flame.
No, my sword! Let me leave you a verse.
Will end you.
That was great! Excellent! Whoop. What a rush!
Я так и не понял, что произошло.
I haven't felt this great in a long, long time.
He disappeared! But he looked pretty content at the end there. Huh. Well, Paimon sure is confused. Do you know what that was all about?
Угу. Я тоже ни хрена не понял, что произошло. Почему у меня дед резко взял и умер.
What am I doing?
Shingo, are you alright?
Yohei, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamed that I wasn't a useless loser with a sword anymore. I even beat one of Domon's disciples. I thought we could finally open a dojo of our own now. But then I realized I couldn't control my own body. And there was this voice in my... I was terrified, and I wanted to take control of my body back, but I couldn't.
Shingo, we shouldn't have made that wish. You summoned a spirit and it possessed you.
Yes, and had we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer. Then the spirit would have haunted your brother until he died of fatigue too.
Thank you, Lady Guji. And thank you for your assistance, exorcism experts.
Эксперт по экзорцизму. Не могу я с этого чувака эксперта по экзорцизму.
He will experience a high fever, but it won't be fatal. Remember, this is the price you pay. At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you. But I think you get the picture now.
Yes, we understand now. We won't...
Thank you, Lady Guji. Thank you, exorcists. We'll be on our way then.
Пиздуйте отсюда уже.
Nico, would they really have lost their lives if we hadn't got... And if so, why the heck...
Oh, they would have been fine. I had to scare them a little though. Otherwise, I
Да это вообще два бездельника, и не говори.
So, what was it?
You saw it all for yourselves. I'm sure you can figure out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
Ah! Paimon's got it. It was an Oni.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions. As a matter of fact, it actually seemed like it was trying to train Shingo to be...
Fair enough. But it seemed like it had the...
Tossing salt caused it to temporarily leave Shingo's body. Then, you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so it disappeared. Even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually... Of course, it would have been more stressful for Shingo and Yohei that way.
Whew. Well, the main thing is that no...
Alright, seems like we've wrapped up everything here. Come on, off we go.
Hold on, Miko. You say everything's wrapped up, but are you sure about...
You mean you disagree? Oh, you mean that they got the incantation from that book. Yes.
Actually, that book's the whole reason we keep...
Human beings don't have powers like us yokai.
That's not the point.
Yokai.
The problem is that the incantations in the book are actually...
Even then...
But who wrote this book? And what do you think, Traveler?
Как думаешь?
You're right. Big events in the light novel market should be a...
Lady Yai!
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
Что у тебя случилось?
I'm here to report on Yai Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here. Please, take a look.
Let me see.
Эка, что?
What?
Материальная доля рынка.
Overall bestseller, readers' favorite, and trending ranking. We're being beaten in all categories. One book is topping the charts.
Что делать-то
It's called
теперь, а?
A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirit.
Both of you, back here now.
Miko? What is it?
Что происходит-то, а?
Really scary look on your face
Ай,
right
блин.
now. Things just got serious. A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits is an all-round hit, summarily beating the novels of the Yai Publishing House by every analysis. Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard. I have to come up with a counterplan. And you?
Huh? How is this our problem
Paimon, please. Who wrote this book and why? Oh, am I to take it that the safety of the people of Inazuma isn't so important in your eyes after all?
Wait, what just happened? Again, you're...
Nothing's wrong, okay? I'm going to head back and make some preparation.
Так. Мика, мы на месте. Давай, какой там у тебя план? План скам или план капкан?
Why don't you take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It's to do with the Yai Publishing House.
Oh, Paimon knows! Combine the reputation of the Yai Publishing House with the status of Guji Yai and tell everyone that the incantations in that book are dangerous!
Oh, wow. Your first guess and you got it absolutely wrong.
Yeah! Wait! Seriously?
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel in bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about...
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That would be pretty catastrophic. Oh, how...
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such...
But that means there's...
Well, I've been thinking. I've read a first-hand guide to summoning... The book contains many
А нам за Мика-то дадут поиграть здесь?
That's right. How do you get... So what we're going to do? Smash our rivals' sales numbers and win our... Incidentally, this will also be the best way to...
Wait, Miko. So you want us to write a novel?
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the Yai Publishing House. I have my ways. I did say this is what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your vocabulary. Anyway, there is a writer submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what the current trends are, come back and see me. I'll be at Uyu Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team, and we can work while we eat.
Так, что у нас время? 12. Надо хоть деда воскресить, блин. А то он почему-то умер ни с того ни с сего.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth, and those that come across Lior tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Так, и что тут нужно сделать? Подача заявок, послушайте.
The key to a successful light novel is when to use illustration. Good illustrations can
Сейчас
make up.
быстро,
There's a saying
то я
that light
заебался уже
novels are
читать
the illustrations
все
in
эти
the
диалоги
first
километровые. Да бля, о.
I'll be honest. In most traditionals, by contrast, the protagonist is a kid.
I've been reading light novel these days, though. Everyone seems the only reason. Not only is it a good story.
There's much more to light novels than Paimon realized. Oh, let's go tell our findings to Yai Miko.
Так, а куда надо идти? Что-то я не посмотрел. А, все, понял. Ресторан «Призрачная беседка».
There you are. Let me introduce the team. You've already met Junkichi and Shigeru. Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Satomi is Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. They will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that
It definitely makes sense.
Now then, tell me what you found out about all very true. An original core concept. More importantly than that, even though it's
Paimon followed pretty much all of that. For example, we know we need an
we take a first-hand
Блин,
guide
весь
to
квест
summoning
состоит из
spirits, for
болтовни.
example. As a traveler, there
Писос,
must be...
а?
Right. So maybe, but that would make it a completely different.
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much, as long as the core content is interesting.
Alright, let's start with chapter 1 then.
Хоть бы какой-нибудь дракой бы разбавили.
This sounds like a great one. Let's see here. The protagonist, with the help of some trusty human, let us work together to build a better future. The love story between human and dragon begins today? Well, that
здорово.
was an unexpected development. What happened to the grand adventure? What? But that's so misleading.
Out of a
Что-то ты
maximum of
как-то
10
поздновато
points,
зашел.
the story certainly goes in an unorthodox direction, and the Dragon Girl sounds destined to be a hit character. Approved.
What the heck?
Да как так-то,
Good
а?
job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, thoughts from the experts.
Блин.
Are we able?
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core.
Что там хорошего в новостях
That's
пишут?
good. Okay, we're done with chapter 1. Let's move on to chapter 2.
Won't that do for now?
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work so far is in vain. Hurry, chapter 2, let's go. Can't you...
Да идем уже. Может, кому-нибудь там...
What a pity.
Кому-нибудь, блин,
I thought your
по лицу, что ли, надаем, блин, посохом.
The bane of our existence. When this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break. Boss, get me a...
Ой, блин, сдолбали они с этой войной уже.
Don't worry, this is my treat.
Я угощаю. О, идем. Как раз таки, хоть поедим, блин. Отдохнем от этой болтовни твоей.
Of course, everyone that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
Alright, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now. Ooh, does this mean your inspirations come back?
Ну, уже 2 часа 17 минут.
The protagonist awakes to find themselves
Не, я тебе говорю, 2 часа 17 минут. Я в 10... Примерно ровно в 10 утра начал.
Then the protagonist suddenly discovers that they have a special ability. Keep rolling to keep evolving. So the protagonist rolled and rolled and rolled. So the protagonist is no longer a human, huh? Good luck.
Не, я встал примерно во сколько? Ну,
I'll
блин.
give it a 9.5.
Во сколько я
Monster
встал-то?
evolution is an increasingly
Ну, где-то
common
часов
theme
9,
these days.
наверное, встал я.
What started out as a rather niche genre has gradually worked its way into the mainstream.
Не, не находил. Такой халявы больше не было.
Explain at the beginning of the work that the protagonist can
Это единственная была халява.
The most important thing is that it's fun.
You do kinda have a point.
Great. Well, now
А телек до
Satomi
сих пор
can get
работает,
started on
кстати.
that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yae.
Let's write about Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt decree or your experience in the Resistance.
Прощай.
Any ideas?
Прощайте, охота за книги, что-то там. Давай вот так.
Clearly very closely based on your own personal experience, with no major changes at all. that's
Ну, не
fine.
знаю,
Since it's
возможно.
something that took place in Inazuma, it might
Купил же
actually be
обычный
more
этот пульт
interesting to readers if it's grounded in the
стандартный.
truth. One thing, though. We'll need to rewrite the
Ничего
part about
особенного
me
вроде в
giving
нем
you the
нету.
Omamori. Let's change it to the mysterious
Это
lady
просто там
Kitsune teaches the
какие-то
protagonist
рукожопы
a
были,
spell that can make their wishes come true.
которые, видимо,
The
этот,
protagonist
читать не
uses
умеют.
this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle. That should.
Whoa. So we're really going head to head with our rival on this one, huh?
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write.
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to summoning spirits?
The content is fine. Now we just need to. I will
Да блин,
contact an
пошлите
artist
уже
to make some
драться, а.
illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as the. She runs a regular Q&A column. You're free
Наверное,
to take
самый
a break
душный
while the
квест
creative
этот.
team is doing
С
their
кучей,
work.
блин, болтовни. Отправляйтесь в издательский дом. Попиздавали в издательский дом.
Miss Hina doesn't usually do endorsements, but
Пока они тут болтают, посмотреть, что в Дискорде пишут.
we'll see what we can do.
Хорошего.
With Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot of people have come to us hoping to do a collaboration. But Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. She still prefers to focus all her efforts on replying to readers' letters, and turns down every promotional opportunity she can. Maybe that's why her fans like her so much. I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, if we can get that endorsement from Miss Hina, you'll definitely get it. May your light novel sell well.
We'll do our best.
Ну, все, давай, пойдем, постараемся. Дайте рукопись. Куда нам нужно дать ее? Где-то рядом. Мы тебе тут рукопись принесли, тетка.
Are you sure you'd like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler by Thousand Hands.
What a strange pen name. Definitely your doing. Having been around you so much.
Да-да, тут Франкенштейн какой-то получается.
What do you mean, strange? We'll get this printed as a matter of priority.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm a little nervous now. Do you really
Я через час по делам пойду.
That's right. Be confident in your work. That's exactly how a light novelist should be.
Okay, then I'll sign you up. Please come back in 3 days for the rest. Thank you all for your submission. I wish you the very best of luck.
Ну, подождите 3 дня. В смысле 3 дня подождать? Чего? В смысле 3 дня мне ждать? Вы там совсем, что ли, долбанулись? 3 дня, что ли, перемотать? Вот что за достижение? У меня здесь висит. Сбивайте только реального... Чего? И что за фигня? Откуда она у меня? 19.02. Сегодня, значит. Где ты получил? Ну, хрен его знает. Ладно, пускай будет. Три дня, блин, писос. 3 реальных дня или 3 этих дня просто перемотать?
Osmanthus wine tastes the
Давай перемотаем еще. Ну, получается, 3 дня уже прошло. Сейчас проверим. Не, кстати, дедулю не видал у тебя. Аллилуйя. Ну что, узнать о продажах. А, блин, я не туда лечу. Ну, чё там? Как дела?
You've all finally made it. Good news, everyone. I just received word that your light novel is flying off the shelves.
А все 100% шанс крита. Там же урона толком никакого не будет.
This level of success is an amazing accomplishment for a new work. I have free copies for each of you here. Please take them. The payment will follow shortly.
Oh yeah! The whole reason why we made this light novel was to combat the influence of a first... We sold a lot of copies, but it doesn't feel like we accomplished our goal. How do we know whether it worked?
Oh, don't worry. Shh. Listen to what the people around us are talking
Послушайте, о чем говорят окружающие люди. Чувак, посмотри. Что они там говорят?
You just need to recite the incantation from A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits at Midnight, and your wish will come true!
Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's old news, man. No one's talking about that anymore. The Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already memorized all the incantations.
The Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune? What's that?
Тайное заклинание госпожи Кицуни?
You haven't read it yet? Okay, so I heard that the incantations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning, they actually had to use one of the secret spells of Lady Kit. That proves that the incantations...
Really? Well, I'd better go and prepare too.
Well, feeling less worried now?
Wow, you're right! Everyone's shifting focus, but what's this moonless night that they're talking about? Hyman doesn't remember that detail from the brainstorming session.
This is something that will become very important to us further down the line.
There's a phase 2?
Что он такая?
Of course. Behind every book that hits the market lies an author, right?
Надо сейчас закончить этот квест, да пойти поесть, блин.
Exactly. That's what we need to take care of next. But when we went to ask him about it, he had no recollection whatsoever. Yes, this is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed him after his novel submission failed, he was walking
But the spirit that wrote the book has already left.
Simple. It wrote a song. And you, my little friend, are the perfect candidate for the... Oh, what are you talking about? The fun's just about to begin.
Ну, тоже надо сейчас доделать, блин, квест. А, куда-то сюда надо идти. Ну, идем, что уж поделать с вами. Надо уже доделать. Блин, самый душный квест, наверное. За Мика не дают поиграть, блин. Драк никаких нету. Единственное, он болтовня весь квест.
Nico, what is this
А мы
place?
где вообще находимся?
The ideal spot for a little meet and greet with a certain elusive author.
Really? But it feels so eerie here.
That seems rather... What are you so afraid of, honestly? We're finally about to meet the true author of a first...
Paimon's heart is pounding, but Paimon's pretty sure it's not because of excitement. Hey, wait
Подожди. Так, войти в место проведения ритуала призыва. Так, я так думаю, там Мика нам все-таки дадут поиграть. Так же идем обычным составом. Ура! Неужели нам все-таки за нее дали поиграть, а? Давай посмотрим, в чем она одета. Что у нее тут? 76 на 158. Так. Ага. Электроурона нету. Ну вы держитесь. Понял вас. Зато люстра есть. Угу. И 3 созвездия аж целых. Обалдеть.
What a weird painting. Miko, do you know what it's supposed to show?
А, люстру крутил эту, так и не выбил.
Scene from ancient Inazuma.
It's a good piece of artwork and all, but it's also kinda eerie. So it's a bit scary.
Созвездие.
Looks like the artist signed their name.
Let's go inside.
Созвездие тоже для донатеров. Так как и люстра. О, здоров, мужики. Так, где там Мика?
Right now. Right here. Emerge. No, my sword. Right here. Right now. Right here.
Так. Там сундучков нигде не пропустил. Нет, не видать что-то.
Wow, this place is
Вау, что это такое?
Hey, is that a mirror? There's a really weird looking stool as well.
Какое-то огромное зеркало, слушай.
Ah, I see.
Сесть.
This setup
Давай
is quite
посидим
handy.
пока.
Saves me a lot of work. All right, go and take a look around. There should be a mechanism somewhere that makes the whole room move.
Лампа activated. Чух-чух-чух-чух-чух-чух-чух-чух. О, ребят. А вы чего тут делаете, а? Лампу тырите у меня, да?
Rain outlines your fate. Show them. Emerge.
У меня вот красота для вас есть. Там кого-то молнии, там кого-то бьют. Может вот так поставить, а? Они там этот забьют уже самого. Они там кого-то лампу этот бьют. А, там 2 самурая, все, я понял. Так, а там что находится у меня? А тут что находится? Ладно, пойдем там сперва подеремся. В смысле? Вы тут уже отхилились? Вы не охренели, а? Да, Егор, не кричь, я понял вас.
Emerge. Right now. Emerge. Nothing lasts forever. Right now. Right here. Emerge.
А что он дает там первое созвездие, кстати, посмотреть у Мика. Так, созвездие, что он дает тут? Так, при каждом попадании... А, ну типа ульта восстанавливает ульту. Ну, нормально, чё. Так, а там что такое было-то? О, мужики тут сидят, чай пьют. Извините, но вас потревожим маленько.
Show them. Right now. Emerge.
To the fairy. Fairy.
Тут сундучков никаких тут не завалялось у вас, ребят. Да мало ли. Ну, хорошо. А я не пью кофе. Я уже попил его. Охренеть, вот это тебе повезло. О, мужик, здрасте. Найс, проебана ульта. Ладно, значит, вот так тогда сделаем. Слушай, а Синцу прям хорошо заходит под нее, а? Я смотрю. Постоянно будет статус заряжен на чуваке висеть. Там сундук какой-то. Что 2? Не понял тебя. Я не понял тебя. Что 2-то?
Such a pain.
Блин, я слепой просто. Извиняюсь. Вот сундук-то как раз таки. Не знаю. Потом как-нибудь, может быть, в следующей жизни. Лампа медленно движется. Так, а где еще-то лампа? Вернитесь на место и активируйте лампы по углу. Чего? Ни хрена не понял, но очень интересно. А это где? Лампа Аладдина, а? Мужики, ну вы чего тут, а? Ну нормально же общались.
Show them. Right now, emerge.
Как ту лампу-то поднять, а? Тут я уже был. Ну, наверное, вот этой штукой. Почему одна из 4? Я заблудился тут нахрен. Активировано, активировано. Ну. Какую лампу я еще не активировал-то? Ёпта. Вот оно в чем дело, смотри. Крупных. В смысле хинкали, что ли?
Okay. Next I will show you a secret kitsune spell. This painting is a swift
Сейчас я вам покажу секретное заклинание кицуни. Что, будешь мурчать здесь?
The murky mirror reflects the view of Inazuma in a bygone age. Spirits stirred by the sight of the past will be easily drawn to it. You're up next, little one. Come on, sit yourself down here. Yes, the whole point of a summoning ritual is for a dead person's spirit to possess a living person's body. You saw what happened to that Oni samurai spirit. After leaving the host's body, he was—
Are we positive that summoning a spirit to possess—
Oh, you really care about the little one quite a lot, don't you? I'm a little jealous. I wish my friends were caring like that. Anyway, are you scared, little friend? Sit on the chair, stare at the painting, and relax your body and mind. Try and be natural. There's really no need to be nervous.
Меньше слов, больше дела. Так, и что произойдет сейчас?
He's sitting inside the painting. Huh? Is Paimon seeing things? Did the painting just move?
Ну, все. Значит, ты это себе заспойлерил, все.
Also, you'll need to have some intense thoughts going through your head. A wish, for example. Now, what kind of wish do we think it would take to summon forth the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits?
Ну, я и говорю, что этот... Большие пельмени хинкали, что ли?
Very good. The wish needs to be heartfelt, though, so let me help add a little realism to the equation. The book is selling exceptionally well, Traveler, but we're going to need an outline for Chapter 4 as soon as humanly—
The painting is moving again! What the—
Там какая-то херня сзади! Помогите! Все, писос. Меня какой-то дух съел злобный.
I never thought the day would come when I'd be summoned using my own ritual. Getting a taste of my own medicine. What have we here? Another budding writer? What's come over you all? Why is everyone wishing for help with their writing? Are novels so popular in this day and age?
We got you! So you are the one who wrote A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. What are you trying to do, Why'd you put that summoning incantation in the book, huh? What's your game here?
Huh? What's this? Oh, I see. No wonder this felt so familiar. I've walked right into your trap, haven't I? You ask me what my game is here? Well, of course. It was to use this incantation as a means for all the souls of the departed yokai to make their glorious return to the world and plunge all of Inazuma into a brutal, bloody war!
What? Paimon knew it! You had an evil plan all along!
Oh, did you now? Then how naive of you to let me possess this body so easily. I sense, yes, great power within him. Good. Good! With this power, no one shall be able to stand in my way!
Wake up! Quick! Wake up!
Очнись, приди в себя, надо остановить это.
It is futile. You shall never wake him again. This body now belongs to me.
Hey! Come on, wake up! Don't let him take your mind! Miko, think of something! Miko! Miko!
Да ну вас нафиг, шутники. Пайман тут стебутся, а у нее чуть ли сердечный приступ не случился.
changed a bit. You caught on so quickly. Too perfect.
Well, you made the face enough times that I couldn't exactly miss the hint. This is what you were going for, yes? Never one to stand on the sidelines of a good spectacle, are you? Always got to dive in and fan the flames, ah, you mischievous little kitsune, you. Look what you've done to this little flying one here. Oh, poor thing scared witless.
You were having plenty of fun playing the bad guy a moment ago. Now you're trying to blame it all on me?
Urakusai? Miko, you guys know each other?
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
Allow me to formally introduce the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, Urakusai. No, wait. To be more accurate, it's Urakusai's memory.
Memory? But isn't he a spirit?
Ah, spirits, memories. They're just different words to describe the same thing. Something that comes from the ley lines.
Do you remember that recent incident when the Rift Hounds were gnawing at the sacred Sakura's roots?
Алло.
You witnessed human memories leaking from the ley
Здорово,
lines,
что ты там
didn't you?
делаешь?
Well, since there are human memories, of
Да
course there are
так,
going to be
нормально.
yokai memories too. In life, yokai possess supernatural
Сижу,
powers,
играю.
and even when they are a shadow of their former
Через час.
selves from a bygone era, they still have the
Не,
ability to control whether they are visible or not.
через
Typically,
час он.
yokai memories survive
Да
longer in the
не,
world than those of humans.
мне скучно.
Indeed. I was wandering around the sacred
Мгм.
Sakura's roots when I suddenly heard someone
Да-да.
yelling, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing
А.
novel." It piqued my curiosity, so I popped
Да пару
inside his
дней
body
назад.
and wrote a novel for him.
So that's how it happened. But why did you
Да
include a
давно
summoning
уже.
incantation in the novel?
Oh, little one. Not to toot my own horn here,
Yeah.
but when I was alive, I wasn't just another
Ну,
kitsune.
зачем?
No, I was a mighty and powerful Daioku.
Мгм.
The memories of other yokai can't possess human bodies at will like I can. But with this incantation, they can go one last little joyride in the world for a couple of days. Anything they're still itching to do, they can
Блин,
go
хрен его
and
знает,
get
что
it
это
done.
такое.
But
Под
She's trying
ребрами?
to say that
С
all the
какой
commotion
стороны?
this causes is likely to be a great disturbance to the humans.
Справа? Да, тут походу печенка.
I guess you mean that we might leave them with some broken dreams after we leave, hmm? Oh, yes. And they might have a fever or whatever. But you know, I actually think
Бывает
that the most
такое.
admirable thing about human beings is the way that they go out and shape their
Может
fate with
быть,
their
да.
own two hands, given that they're not born blessed with the same powers that we enjoy. As for those who would rather draw on external power than seek to improve themselves, it's quite right that they learn their lesson eventually. So when
Да,
you think
не
about it,
знаю.
we're actually
Как
doing the
хочешь.
humans a big favor. Miko, you agree, don't you?
Yes,
А,
that's what I thought too.
alright then. You finally convinced Paimon.
Ну.
You guys were right.
What are you scared of, little one? Don't be deceived by her day-to-day antics.
А, так я он в этом, в юности, который в Чикенхаусе на втором этаже, я там
Not
покупал.
only that, Urakusai, but my latest work has beaten that book you wrote, A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Я там как
to
раз таки
become the
кеду
most
он за 700
popular
рублей
in
покупал-то.
Of course.
Ага.
You were never one to make extra work for yourself where you can help. And yet you went to all these lengths to find my painting room, and even took the trouble to summon me.
Нет, такие навряд ли.
You must have some
Такие навряд ли
ulterior
уже
motive.
цены остались.
You were always the one to pick a quarrel with me when we all
Ну
used
да.
to gather around and share stories. All right. You win, I lose.
Да,
Happy
дел
now?
я, конечно. Кому я нафиг нужен?
I finally get to hear you say it centuries later. Ooh, I
Да,
must say
прямо.
it feels good.
М-м.
I remember when you were just a little girl, always hanging off my shoulders. A few hundred years later, and you're all grown up.
Oh, Urakusai, how much time do you have left?
Not much. That goes for all of us, actually. We've all got to go back where we
Да
came
какой?
from in the end. Everyone's quite content in many ways, but they still can't help but ask, are we ever going to have another Hyakyako?
А, на этот, где вкусный мир, что ли?
Don't you worry about that, Urakusai. Arrangements are being made. When my bell rings, it means the moonless night is upon us.
Да, куда ходить-то?
Wonderful, fantastic. Miko, it's been nice catching up.
Ну, да.
But I'd better conserve my energy if I want to stick it out until then.
Не знаю, куда
So,
мне идти.
I'll be on my way now.
All right. Goodbye,
Ну,
then,
что-то одному
Urakusai.
такое себе куда-то ходить.
One last thing, Miko. I just want to know, have you been well all these years?
I've been great, of course.
Ну, сейчас
Every
нет.
day is a happy one. Especially these
Я
days.
говорю, сейчас нет.
Not only do I have my light novels, but
Ну,
I
если только
also met
вечерком.
these two delightfully nosy outlanders. And even A is finally starting to come to her senses. Quite a miracle, given how pig-headed she can be.
Oh, well,
Ну,
great.
не знаю.
That
Urakusai, you'd be right at home in this era. A great storyteller and artist like yourself would be the Yai Publishing
да.
House's ace in the hole. And I would
Мне так
personally be
53
hounding you over
вообще-то.
your next installment.
Да.
He disappeared. Are you awake? How are you feeling?
Are you all there? Here, like last time, repeat after me.
Мгм.
Oh, you beat me to it. Looks like your brain is intact. So, your first possession, hmm? What was it like?
Мгм.
Good. Saves me from having to explain everything again. Hearing Urakusai admit defeat has put me in the most wonderful mood. In return, it's only fair that we make sure to deliver on... Yes, though they only represent a tiny proportion of the memories in the ley lines,
Mhm.
it will still be quite a sight to behold when the time comes. Since you've come this far, why don't you do one last thing for me, hmm? I'll need your help with the ritual.
Ага, давай.
Be serious, Miko. After
Пока.
all that, you still have more errands for us? Huh. You guys teamed up to scare Paimon just now. If you think Paimon's gonna do anything you ask for, think again!
Oh, come on. I'm really only asking you to finish what you started. Besides, your paychecks are still in my hands.
Paimon's paycheck?
Что ты там говоришь? Борду еще не удалил?
Well, there's no way out now. We're
Ну,
too
как-нибудь можно будет. Ну, все, наконец-таки. Ебать, тут болтовни было, пиздос.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Woo. Toodaloo.
Ура, кино закончилось. Или еще будет? Кто там еще? Алло.
Wanna come over for tea?
Здорово. Ну да. Мгм. Ага, хорошо, сейчас тогда буду собираться. Ну да, не забудь. А что там только? Флешку только одну, больше ничего не нужно. Тебе же только эту штуку установить и все вроде, да? А, ну подключение-то у тебя же это. Ну, все тогда. Угу, давай. Так. Что, здесь все, с болтовней закончили нахрен? Поливаем отсюда нафиг. Пиздос, блин, там болтовни было. Я балдею, а. Почему у меня написано активность в чате 2, а число зрителей 1? Как может 2 быть активность, деактивности в чате, когда ты здесь только 1 пишешь? Ну, в чате написано активностей, а не зрителей, я в том плане-то. Я в чат ничего не пишу. Чего мне говорят, что целая куча всяких там
Well, hello there,
активностей.
my little helpers. So nice of you to join me. You're right on time, too.
То давайте уже заканчивайте, блин.
It might sound
Я
back
уже
in the day
заебался нафиг
yokai
слушать
gatherings,
вашу
but
болтовню.
now the yokai memories. So I will be when the time comes, they will gather in the sky above the grand Narukami shrine. All the preparations.
Oh yeah,
that's the one. When
Бла,
that time
бла,
comes,
бла, бла,
let's all
бла.
pitch in, and
Скукота,
I will
скукота.
start the ritual first. Tell the shrine during the hyakia. After that, I will commit. The memories are no. They may see this as an.
all right, got it.
What?
Okay, let's get going.
Идем скорее уже. Так, а куда нам идти? А, вот какая-то тут жрица.
Descend the mountain?
Yep, Miko said the rich.
I see.
We'll be taking care of a couple other things for her. And what?
It seems like Lady Guji places. Lady Guji's never allowed anyone else to be. Thank you for helping with the ritual.
Don't worry, we're much strong. Miko's about to start the ritual. Come on, let's go deal with the monsters down the mountain.
А, ты, блин, думаю, что-то не туда летим. Так. Что-то там брякнуло. Что там брякнуло у меня?
These monsters look really riled up.
А,
Yep, let's get rid of them. All right, here they come.
они нападают! Ой, нет, они нападают! Тут хачапуры нападают! Давайте, ну давайте, ну нападайте, ну что же вы?
This is order.
Да. Кутавой самое то. Бить это слайма.
No, my sword! Time to act. Rain outlines your fate.
Gather.
Let's get down to business.
Order guide you.
My eye.
Дай.
There's so many of them. Come on, you can do it.
Да сколько вас тут, ребята? Ладно, я понял.
Get them. Eat this.
Watch your step. The fairy. Don't hold back. There's more. Stabilize. Strike first.
Всё? Ну, хоть подраться дали нормально. Хоть разок в квесте, блин. О, касценка.
So many! They're everywhere!
Yes, the memories of the yokai. They haven't been able to relax and soar through the air like this for a long time. Come with me. You all right, little one? You look a little nervous.
It's just, Hyman's never seen anything like this before! Whoa, they've really blocked out the moon!
It does look a little intimidating, doesn't it? But I know them. They may be loud and brash at times, but they are good and brave souls. Even after losing their lives in a brutal war, they have never given in to grief or despair. Alas, their time is short. It's a feast, and all feasts come to an end. Since you're sorry to see them leave, why don't you do the recital along with me? O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment, in reverence I perform this rite.
In reverence I perform this rite.
To be a guiding light.
The book says, recite the secret spells of Lady Kitsune tonight, and our wishes will come true.
O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment.
I perform this rite to be a guiding light.
Your unrivaled power will be honored eternally.
Murakusai, you asked if I was doing well. Really, every day is a happy day for me. But watching you all leave now, I can't help but feel a little lonely. Just a little, of course. Just as I thought,
прикольная
the
касценка
ritual
была.
went very smoothly. Thank you both. Oh, I'm great.
But the look on your face just now...
Касценка прикольная, а болтовни херова гора.
Hiko...
Fine. Well, if you're dead set on doing...
Sure, no problem. A meal it is.
Okay. Well, see you soon then.
Так, на следующий день. Окей, давай нас. Сколько у нас там времени? Не прокатило? Блин.
Today is the day we agreed to treat Nico to a meal. The venue.
Так.
Ad Astra.
Wait is unbearable. How was the next chapter?
It was quite a surprise when the moonless night finally.
Yeah, that huge black cloud over Mount Yogo that night.
But then nothing happened after I made a wish using.
Yeah.
Что-то делал квест, да пойду, он уже звонили, что нужно, что он там уже выходит с работы.
Ah, my little friends. There you are.
Nico, what is this? You started eating without us?
I did, yes. You're paying after all. The thought of being able to eat the most expensive dishes and... boss, see these two faces here? Remember them. They're the ones picking up the bill later.
Alrighty.
What's gotten into you? Come on, Citra. You have to try this fish. It's found exclusively, or maybe you'd rather try this? If you don't drink alcohol, that's fine.
Nico! Last time we were here working on the novel, all you were...
Strange. I remember no such thing. Oh, so what?
Nico, this meal is going to be super expensive! Aren't you...
Oh...
What? Darn it! She tricked us into this! Miko was after our Mora from the very beginning!
Oh, the looks... Oh, by the way, since nobody's wishes, so you'll have to come up with something new for the next chapter of... The deadline is looming.
Все, закончили квест. Ну все, выходим тогда. Надо было не терять бдительности, вот именно, ребят. Иначе будет писос. Где там этот? Все, пускай дальше копится. Что там у нас по молитвам можно купить? М, 11 штучек. Итого у меня получается 17 молитв. Окей. Ну что? Вот и подошел к концу наш стримчанский. Да, ничего не выпадало. Ну, сейчас покажу, что я, блин. История. А, вон. Яна с Фишлей подряд 2 выпали. И все, и больше ни хрена ничего не выпадало. Так что такие вот дела. Вон что-то там Валентина нам хотит. Вот вам симпатичная хутавушка. Ладненько, давайте. Спасибо всем, кто зашел. Счастливого вам хорошего дня, вечера там. Да не, это не Хома, тебе показалось. Давайте, пока-пока.